Well, Shin, we've got
Second one?
a second wine.
Yeah.
Is the camera rolling?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And it's always on.
Just like in China.
That one
This
is
is
always
always
on.
on.
This
Yeah.
one is like occasional, like
Well, Shin, we have another wine here in our glass, another white wine. It's very delicious. I find that the aromatic intensity is a bit different than the previous one.
Totally, yeah.
You
A
know,
little bit milder.
it's a little bit milder. It still has a lot of complexity, but think about it like with music, right? Like a complex wine is going to have a lot of different instruments in the band. It's like a 10-piece band, you know, with all these different instruments playing. But aromatic intensity is just how loud the volume is turned up. So you can have a very aromatic wine, but let's just say with like 2 or 3 instruments. That'd be like with Muscat. It's very aromatic with floral and orange peel.
Yeah.
But with a wine like this, there's many different instruments. It's just that volume is not quite as loud, but it's very delicious. And aromatically, I think there's more of non-fruit elements here going on than fruit. And that's often an indication of an old world wine. Typically New World wines, so things from North America, South America, Oceania, South Africa, they typically are more forward on fruit. And European wines are often more focused on non-fruit, so things like floral tones, herbal, spice, earth aromas. So I think that's in that camp. It's more of an old world wine. And on the palate, there's no residual sugar here. It's a dry wine. And it's very textural. There's a lot of kind of mouthfeel with this wine. As opposed, I mean, the Sauvignon Blanc had texture, but this is almost to the point of tannin. It's not like a tannic wine, but there's a slight bitterness to the wine, which I think makes it great for food pairing. Helps to offset richness in foods with a bit of that texture. And I think there's some acidity here, but it's not as high as the Sauvignon Blanc. It's more of a medium plus acidity, medium alcohol. And the aromatic tones are very herbaceous and vegetative. So that reminds me of a certain grape. I would say Gruner Veltliner would be a great contender here. It has kind of a full freshness to it, ripeness, but not to the point of being heavily botrytis or late harvest. I think it's just a fully ripened wine. So I'm going to say, like, if it were from Wachau, it would be like a Federspiel level. If it were from Comtal or Kremstal, it'd be more of a classic style. Pretty recent, but there could be a bit more age on this. Just the integration of the wine is there. So might think of maybe 2015 or 2016. I think Wachau is a good call here. Federspiel Gruner Veltliner 2016 reminds me of the style of maybe like FX Pichler or Alzinger.
Wow. I think I definitely get a vegetal note, but I'm always kind of hesitated to call like a wine to be Gruner Veltliner because people always tell you, oh, you should look for like the white pepper or like asparagus. This to me doesn't seem like that striking with the herbaceous note or like the pepper note, but it does have that tone underneath. And to me, it's also kind of reductive in a way. It definitely had like a flinty or like
Fireworks.
But yeah, so that kind of confused me for if this could be a newer Sauvignon Blanc or like really ripe Sauvignon Blanc, could it be even like Chardonnay?
Yeah, I think with the texture that we're getting, that kind of slight bitterness, it puts it in the camp of, we could maybe consider Pinot Grigio, maybe Melon de Bourgogne. Viognier often has textures like this, or Torrentes. I think the closest contender could be like a Pinot Grigio, but I think the pH of this wine is too low. Oftentimes the pH of Pinot Gris is closer to what we would expect for a red wine because it's that clonal mutation. So this has more of just an acidic bite, kind of a tart background, which unless there's maybe some added acid we wouldn't see on a Pinot Grigio.
Cool.
I could be totally wrong too. So
this is Grüner Veltliner Wacau Federspiel.
yeah,
15.
16.
Bring the battle.
Dun, 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 dun.
The mascot.
California Chardonnay. Oh, is this Massican?
Massican.
Cool. Wow.
Tell us about the wine.
So Massican is a producer that is from California, and they're based in the northern part of Napa Valley, and they specialize in Italian-style winemaking.
They also have wine from Italy, right? They all
From Italy,
yeah.
yes. So this is a Sauvignon Blanc, and it's a really interesting contrast to the New Zealand that we just did. Very textural, not what we would ever expect as a kind of typical California Sauvignon Blanc. It totally reads like an old world style. Tart fruit, plenty of green herbs, and it's totally delicious. So
Yeah, I really like this.
yeah,
I had another their weird blend from Friuli.
yeah, maybe Friulano. It could be the grape.
Friulano, some Chardonnay, and some